Yo, good morning, guys. Welcome to another morning video. So, in one of my recent videos, I talked about the emotional spiral. And last night, I was listening to Abraham Hicks, and she was talking about you're not able to go from a lower vibration of, say, depression, was the example given, directly into the emotion of happiness. So if you remember the spiral, and I'll put it up on the screen, it is a spectrum or a scale that spans all the way from the lowest vibrations of energy to the highest vibrations of emotional energy. And so the point is if someone is in depression, well, it's better to be angry than be depressed because you have certain capabilities that you have in anger to take action than in depression when you have the inability to take action. And so basically, you would preach to someone to not necessarily get to like oneness and like bliss and peaceful love. If they're in a state of discontent, you would merely tap them incrementally up this spectrum. And so be aware of where you're at and uh, slightly improve where you are at on this emotional spiral. Also, so I have like an anecdote for this, or not an anecdotal story, but I have a story about a question that me and my friend Sam have. So it goes like this. Um, okay, yeah. So love is the highest truth. All right, love is the highest truth, right? Separation doesn't exist. We're all one, um, and you try to embody that unity consciousness and like care for others and um, have have a smaller ego sort of thing. So now, say a mother loses her child. Are you going to go up to that mother who just lost her child and say, "Oh, it's okay. Everything is one. There's no such thing as separation." No, like you're not meeting her where she's at. She's in a state of loss and grief because she just lost her child, and the proper thing to do is to console her, to help her feel better. It's not to try to teach her some high up in the sky idea of like, oh, everything is oneness, everything is bliss. Like it's not going to resonate. It's not going to contact her in a meaningful way. So I think that goes hand in hand with the whole Abraham thing, where you're not going to jump directly from depression to joy. You're going to be incrementally improving along this scale. Uh, and so take stock of where you're at and make incremental improvements. Okay, another story is in the Law of One, they're talking about a similar question about sharing truth, sharing these metaphysical concepts. And um, so if you run into a person who is hungry, right, they're starving, they need assistance in order that they don't die. Is the right thing to do to teach to them and preach them that all is one and that we are all part of the infinite creator and there is no separation and that love is the highest truth? Again, no. In that situation, if someone is hungry, Ross says you feed that person. So that reminds me of what Abraham is talking about, where they say um, you're only going to teach someone like slightly above where they're at. Otherwise, it doesn't seem very reasonable that they'll get there. So in your life, make incremental improvements. Take stock of where you're at vibrationally, and I hope this helps. If you liked today's message, like and subscribe, comment if you have questions down below. I really appreciate that, and we'll definitely interact with them.